You know, I understand why people are calling tonight's game the Bedard Bowl. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I like being in this position. I take it back. I like being in this position if I knew it guaranteed the Sharks a next franchise player, but I'm not sure that's the case because even if you finish last, as I said before, you still only have a 25.5% chance at the #1 pick. Right now, Columbus is lined up for that. Sharks have the second worst record in the league. Right now, only a 13.5% chance to pick first overall. Brody Brazil with Curtis Brown. And let's do the disclaimer like we do every show. No team is tanking. I mean, no players are, no coaches are. That is a ridiculous thought.
Yeah, no, and that's not the purpose of why we're discussing this, but it is newsworthy. Why? Right. Because it's a reality. We don't have to like the feelings, but the feelings, whether we enjoy them or not, are our reality. The reality of it is when you're in the bottom 5 of the league, you're not making the playoffs, so you have to look forward to something. Why? Because sports is all about hope, and we're going to continue to have hope, even if it isn't for this season.
Let's do our Wendy's Player Spotlight, which is Connor Bedard. But again, this whole segment is about the entire draft, so let's begin with who we obviously think is going first. The North Van native, 17-year-old forward, right now playing for the Regina Pats. Obviously had just won gold in the World Junior in 23, but he also did that in 2022 for Team Canada. Led all scorers and leading all scorers in the WHL right now, Brownie. 60 goals, 124 points in 49 games.
Well, the most incredible thing is I got to coach against Connor Bedard when he was about 14. Maybe 13.
Long time ago.
And one thing that you start to realize is players like this often are just incredibly consistent. So there's other players that rise and fall, and you know we watch them, we talk about them, but this guy has been doing it over the course of the last number of years. We've heard about him rising, his stock rising. Well, it's because he's always relevant. It doesn't matter whether he's playing youth hockey or graduated to the Regina Pats, the Western Hockey League, or at the World Juniors. He's doing it at all these levels, which is obviously why he's got the high grade and will be drafted first overall.
His mom will tell you that he's never eaten fast food yet, like at all, ever. Unbelievable. Scouts will tell you that he's got an otherworldly release and a shot that's combined with supreme vision and playmaking ability. Any chance in heck that he doesn't go first? Or
no.
That's a guarantee.
I think that all the doubts were erased at World Juniors. When he started breaking the all-time records, did it on the world stage. That's the beauty of that event, is young players go out there and they literally make a name for themselves. I can't see anybody in the bottom 5 of the NHL or any teams trading up, if that was a thing, not to take this guy, and he's earned it.
Okay, so let's go through the rest of the players here. Adam Fantilli is a name that you've probably heard as well, too. The centerman from Michigan is ranked 2nd overall among North American skaters by NHL Central Scouting. He's a freshman at Michigan, 6'2", 187 pounds. At 18 years old, leads all NCAA hockey scorers with 56 points in 31 games.
Well, the thing that I think that catches my ear the most when you list off his stats is the 6'2", 187 pounds. Why? Because that's a different frame than, say, Connor Bedard.
He's a big boy.
Why is that important? Because he's going to be going into corners with players that are bigger. And if you can be durable, that's half the battle. Even in the NHL right now, Svechnikov, just today, out for the remainder of the season. A big-bodied guy. We talk about Patrick Marleau and all the games that he's able to play. Well, you can't have an impact if you're not healthy. One of the ways that you can stay healthy is having that bigger frame. Fantilli obviously doing great things. I also look at the fact that he's, I think, now in the top 3 scorers in Michigan history. Kyle Connor with Winnipeg right now is one of the guys in that list, so it just puts you in perspective of what he's able to do as a freshman.
They think Fantilli is NHL ready next season. As for Leo Carlsson, right now playing in the Swedish Hockey League, the top European skater, according to NHL Central Scouting's midterm rankings. He's 18 years old. He's a forward in his 2nd season in this league. He's 5th in scoring with 25 points in 43 games. He, too, Brownie, is a big boy, 6'3", 194 pounds.
Well, size makes a difference when you have it. Not only for durability, but strength, length, range, etc. The interesting thing is we start to talk about prospects from different corners of the world, it's difficult. If you look at all the first rounders that get picked, not all of them make it. Why? Because there is the potential to make a mistake. Now, hopefully for the teams that select these players, they know what they're talking about, and they've seen multiple or had multiple viewings of these players. Why? Because they're playing at different levels. Some of them are playing professionally overseas. Some of them are playing in college. Some of them are playing against folks their age, such as Connor Bedard in the Western Hockey League.
They compare Carlsson to Anshay Kopitar. They think he can play in the NHL next season. All right, this is Matvei Michkov, who is currently playing in Russia's KHL. He's 18 years old. He's missed some time this year due to injury. He also changed teams mid-season, but fourth in scoring on his team, 20 points in just the 27 games he's played. He's 5'10", 172 pounds.
Well, you look at the Michigan he pulls off there on your screen. Obviously some skill and some confidence to go along with it. Players coming from overseas will definitely be viewed in a different light in terms of having played against men, and that's exactly what they're doing. So you'll notice right away, for the casual fan, how come some players have all these points and some have very few, and yet they're all ranked around the same time of the draft? Well, because there's a different standard, obviously, when you're playing against professionals overseas versus those prospects that are your age here in North America.
Michkov's contract, by the way, in the KHL runs until 2026. So he's tied up in the near future. Don't expect to see him in the NHL next season or beyond. Okay, this is a look at the American Will Smith of the U.S. National Team Development Program. He's 6 feet, 172 pounds. The centerman, they say, has the highest hockey IQ in the entire draft. What do you know about him?
Well, if you're looking at hockey IQ and you want to basically rate what you know or what you've seen, think of players like Logan Couture, Joe Pavelski. They think their way around the rink better than most. So if you have that skill, and I think personally, when you're rating players and you're going from levels and you're trying to go up to the higher level than wherever you're at today, the number one thing is hockey IQ. Where are you at the rink? How can you get there faster? Not physically, but using your brain. How can you get to the right players on the ice? I think that accurately describes Will Smith. All five of these players have the potential to, change the trajectory of the team they're drafted to. We'll just, like everybody, wait to see how quick that happens and whether it becomes a reality.
When we say best of the rest, this rest is a pretty good rest, and yet one of these two teams playing tonight likely to get one or both of these players, obviously each team getting a very high pick in the draft.